Welcome to this edition of the Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. Here on the Forum, we highlight interesting and important achievements, programs, and events within our school system and community. And today's show is no exception. Things get underway with Tiffany Leslie. She is with the Special Olympics of New Hanover County and has all the details on their upcoming 2015 Polar Plunge and 5K Run Walk event. Then we meet with Bruce Shell. He is a newly elected Board of Education member and will tell us a little bit about himself and what he hopes to do on the board. And finally, Cindy Talbert, principal of Snipes Academy of Arts and Design Elementary School, stops in the studio. The school was recently approved to become a year-round school, and she will share the details with us. It's another great edition of the Forum, so stick around. We'll get right back with our guests after this short break.
Mark! Hanna! Ooh! Hey! Forgot your lunch. Hey!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
I miss that guy with all my heart. We shared classes together, we survived the lectures, and we took the tests, and we told the jokes. But now I must look at the empty desk, with an empty heart, unable to rest. While all the other kids laugh and play, I only remember that one day when my best friend Jeff was taken away. I love you, Jeff.
My next guest is the New Hanover County Coordinator for Special Olympics, Tiffany Leslie. Tiffany, first of all, kind of give us a rundown of what Special Olympics is.
All right, Special Olympics is a year-round program for individuals with intellectual disabilities. People don't think it's a year-round program. They kind of see us as just a, one day a year kind of thing. But we do have weekly programs and monthly special events, that kind of thing. So it's just a program to help get everyone inclusive.
Do people have to train for these Special Olympics?
They do.
So then it would be more than just the one-time event,
yeah.
I would think.
I mean, it's a training program. They had the opportunity to go to our state games if they want to, and they don't have to. They can definitely just train locally, and it's just a way to get fit and socialize and have fun.
Awesome. Who can participate, and is there a cost?
There is for the Polar Plunge or for Special Olympics? For
Special Olympics in general.
For Special Olympics, there is no cost. It's free for everyone. For all of our athletes and parents, it's free. And anyone who is 8 years old and older can participate in our program. And so we just encourage everyone to come out. But I know we do have a lot of stuff in the afternoons because a lot of people are in school during that time frame, during the 8 to 5 or 8 to 3. So we do have a lot of stuff during the afternoons for that purpose. So if you are in school, definitely we have programs for after school,
Great. How, you mentioned there's no cost. How are you funded?
Our biggest fundraiser is our Polar Plunge, which is coming up. We have our 11th annual, and it will be held on February the 21st. But that is really the main way we actually get our funding.
Where is it? What time? Give us some details.
All right. The Polar Plunge will actually be, this is our first year being at Curry Beach this year.
Oh, okay.
We have some, the Carolina Beach Boardwalk is having a lot of construction, so we moved to Curry Beach, and it's going to be at the pier and the pavilion down there. So we're excited about the new location.
Okay.
And it's going to start at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to have some activities like live music. We have some booths that will be set up and food vendors, that kind of thing. We'll have a 5K that will start at 12:30, and then after that, they have a costume contest they can do, and then at 3 o'clock they're going to all jump in the ocean.
Woo!
Yeah.
And what's the cost for the run? Do you know?
The run is $25.
Okay. And what about the plunge?
The plunge, if you're a student, is $30.
Okay.
And if you're a non-student, it's a pledge of $50.
Okay. Brr.
Yeah.
How can somebody participate in the plunge and the run?
Well, you can just come out and we have an option of being a team or an individual. So if you do a team, then it needs to be at least 5 people or more to be on that team. And you get a specialized, customized t-shirt with your team name on it. You can pick your color, that kind of thing, just to make it fun. Also, with the costumes, we encourage people to come out and, you know, whatever kind of costume you want to have, and we'll have a costume contest for the runners and the plungers. So it'll be 2 separate contests.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so whoever, if you want to plunge, if you want to run, if you want to do both, whatever you want to do.
Do a lot of people do both?
We do have some that do both. There's not a lot. I would say, you know, maybe 40% does both.
Oh,
and then, you know, it really depends on the person. Some want to jump in, some don't.
Now tell me about the vendors that will be down there.
All right, we'll have some vendors like jewelry, you know,
Okay.
the Girl Scouts.
Selling cookies?
It's cooking, exactly. Well, I have some other booths that will be selling, you know, like desserts and that kind of thing, and just like more of just informational booths,
Gotcha.
like the Sheriff's Department
Gotcha.
and the Knights of Columbus, that kind of thing. So, but if anybody is interested in having a booth, then we are, you know, taking those applications as well.
How much of the funding that you raise actually goes to Special Olympics?
100% of everything that we raise that day will go directly to our local program.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you have some sponsors that help you out, I would think.
We do. We have a lot of great sponsors right now. Our biggest event sponsor is Alpha Mortgage, and so we're really excited about them being with us. And hopefully, you know, it'll be a great year as far as weather, and that we'll have a good turnout. But Special Olympics is a 100% volunteer organization, so we try to provide everything for our athletes free of cost, but we can't do that without our volunteers. And so we have a really great backing in our community with volunteers. So if you do want to volunteer that day, which is something that we do need as well,
Okay.
then just let me know. You can either email me or call me.
Okay.
And but that we'll need volunteers for the 5K portion of the event as well as the plunge portion. So if anybody's interested in that.
How else might you need volunteers during the year outside of this weekend?
Right. Well, we always need volunteers.
Okay.
We need people who are interested in more of a weekly based volunteer if you want to get more involved as far as like being a coach or an assistant coach, that kind of thing. Or if you want to just, you know, if you have a spare time for a one-day event, then we do need volunteers for the spring games, which is coming up in April at UNCW. We'll also need volunteers for the basketball skills day, which will be in March at UNCW, and for our social events, which would be our dances that are coming up. So if anybody's interested in that.
And do you feel like people need to have any experience?
No.
Maybe if you're coaching, but as an assistant coach or something, it could just be someone who just really wants to work with
Right, because
students.
it's more just encouragement of the athletes, you know. I mean, obviously, if you do know the sport, it's going to be helpful, but you don't have to, because as far as you can just get out there to encourage those basic skills of that sport. So anybody, I think, will be able to do that. As far as we're in the middle of our basketball right now. So if anybody who doesn't play basketball, but they know the basic skills of basketball, you can go out there and just encourage an athlete to shoot correctly or how to do a particular skill.
Gotcha. Okay, Tiffany, good luck for good weather
Thank
on
you.
February 21st, Curie Beach.
Yes.
11 o'clock.
Yeah, we hope to see you
Excellent.
there.
Thank you. I'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
Jangan khawatir.
This song was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers bring hope to millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
I am joined by Bruce Shell. He is our newest board member for the school board, or the Board of Education. Bruce, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I came to this area in the early 70s to go to UNCW. Grew up in Raleigh. Met my wife here. Got a degree in business management. Went on to become a CPA. I worked in the restaurant business for a while. CPA firm. Went into auditing for DEG Film Studios when they were early on here. That was an interesting experience. And then from there, I guess in the late 80s, I went to work for New Hanover County government as an auditor, then as their finance director, and then I finished my career there in 2012 as a county manager. I then went into retirement and was pulled out of retirement and served for 6 months at Carolina Beach as their interim town manager.
Oh, okay.
And that was interesting. I helped them put a budget together, and we got some projects started that had been delayed for some time. So it was a good experience, good thing to be a part of that. I have been married 40 years. I have 2 children. I have 1 grandchild, and I have a grandson first week in February.
Oh boy.
So we're kind of watching our clocks and watches on that one.
So you have been busy in retirement.
Well, I have been. Yes, I've enjoyed retirement. I worked hard and fast when I was, in the slot. But in retirement, it's been interesting. I got the phone call from some folks that asked me to run for county commissioner, and I said no. I've been there and done that. And I've kind of seen the inside baseball, and I wish those folks well, and they can certainly call on me if I can help. And some have. But I had spent, my children went through the school system similar to you. My wife was very involved in the volunteer side. We got to know the school system well. I coached ball recreationally for almost 15 years. Different sports, and have a passion for children. So when someone asked me about running for school board, I'd actually thought of it before, and I said, well, why not? So that's how I got where I am today.
Very good. And you're going to have grandchildren coming through the system. Or they're local?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Very good. What do you hope to accomplish on the board?
My thought of accomplishment is how I can help, hopefully, with my energy and background to bring the board to where it's looking at issues, current issues and beyond, and how we can energize the community so that the volunteers, the parents, the corporate America, the elected officials from all the different areas know what we're doing and why, and become a part of it. So that's kind of my passion, really, is how can we get more people involved and make a difference. I will say this to you, that I do know from experience that when you enter into a new arena, you don't know as much as you think you do. and I'm sure that's the case for me. I've got a lot to learn, but I tend to listen and learn from people before I act. But I hope that I can help. I worked as manager and finance director, I work with the school systems indirectly, because as you know, a big portion of the budget comes from the county, from the local folks. So, so I have that background as well.
That's probably very helpful. What do you see as some of the challenges that the board faces?
Well, the challenges that are identified by different people, I guess, you know, I could speak to briefly. I mean, I think even in the paper today, technology and bandwidth is an issue. The state is got a vision of going to digital education, and so we've got some catching up to do there. I think some of the biggest challenges that we face, and we're one of the better school systems, is how do we get better? How do we speak to all the students? When I look in the 4-year analysis, 20% roughly of the students do not graduate on time. And in a 5-year analysis, I'm told it's 15% or so. But if you're looking at 25, 26,000 students, using 20% because it's easy, that's 5,000 students that in one way or another are stumbling out of the block. And so I have a passion for how do we reach those students as well as the ones that are clearly college bound, and see what we can do to get them on a track where they can contribute and not stumble.
Do you have some thoughts on how we can do that?
I do. I mean, I'm passionate about the vocational track. There are folks at in Raleigh that are interested in that, and locally. I know New Hanover County Schools does some a lot of things in that area, but I'd like to see us look at some things similar to what the city of Raleigh did with a vocational high school. I think that middle schoolers should be exposed to the possibilities and be looking at, you know, what they could do in addition to just, yes, I will be going to college. Well, you may not choose to do that.
Right, right.
But I think we've got some real opportunities there.
Well, good deal. Well, Bruce, thanks for stopping in and sharing some of your thoughts with us. And I'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking.
Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
May I have your attention, please? Would the owner of the spare tire, slightly hairy, with a little brown mole to the left of the belly button, it's an innie. Please report to the press box and retrieve your appendage. Oh, they must have lost this parking further away from the stadium and walking in. Yeah. Okay, we're back to the action.
Are you the weakest link at your bus stop? Because you don't know the school bus safety rules. When waiting for the bus, be at the stop on time. Stand well away from the curb. Wait quietly for the bus and for it to come to a complete stop before boarding. Don't crowd your friends getting on or off the bus. Never play or stand in the aisles. Find a seat and sit down. Safety! And the big yellow bus keeps everyone safe and sound.
I have Cindy Talbert, principal of Snipes Academy, with me here today. And we are here, first of all, tell us about Snipes Academy of Arts and Design.
Well, I am Cindy Talbert, principal of the school, and we are a downtown school. We are a magnet school in New Hanover County. We have an attendance zone, but we also have students that come to us through the lottery.
Okay.
We have about 480 students, and we are 100% free and reduced lunch. One of the advantages of being a magnet school is that our Board of Education gives us 2 positions that other elementary schools don't have. We have a graphic design position and a dance position, so our students get to go to those classes. Over the last couple of years, our end of grade test scores have increased.
Yay.
We went up last year from 17% up to 31%, and we exceeded expected growth, which we're very proud of.
Okay, tell us about the federal grant that you have.
It is $1.8 million. We are in year 2 of a 3-year grant.
Okay.
We got the grant in 2012 because we were a low-performing school in New Hanover County and in the lowest 5% of the state.
Okay.
But we have used our funding to put a lot of initiatives into place, and we are seeing a lot of growth with that. Some of the initiatives we have are the school administrative manager process, which is a way for me to focus my time on instruction instead of management. We have extended our school day. We come to school 15 minutes earlier than other elementary schools. And we also have an after-school academy where we are using some arts integration. And we also are looking very closely at our data through short cycle assessments where our teachers meet weekly with district staff, and we analyze our student data and which drives our instruction.
Okay. Now, you recently got approved for year-round. Tell us about that.
Yes, we did. Along with all of the initiatives that we have in place, we see this as the next step to increasing student achievement and helping our students be more successful. Dr. Markley, about a year ago, mentioned at a principals meeting if any schools were interested in going year-round to talk with our staff members. So I went back and met with our school improvement team, and we had 100% decided that we wanted to go year-round to help our students. So we did a lot of things to give information to staff and to our parents. So it has been a process. We worked from about February till September when we did our final vote. We had over 80% of our staff that wanted to go year-round, and we had 85% of our parents that had voted to go year-round.
Nice. That makes it a lot easier.
When we started providing them with the data and our rationale, then the parents were very much on board with that because they want their children to be successful.
Tell us some of the benefits for students with a year-round program.
We make a positive difference with our students during the school year. They grow and continue to do well, and at the end of the year, our proficiency is high on our assessments. Then when they come back after 10 weeks in the summertime, there's significant amount of loss of their skills in reading and math and writing. So we thought this is just a next step to help with that. So shorter breaks allow students to have some intervention times during the intersessions. It allows the teachers to have a little more control in that relationship with them, so that when they come back after 3 weeks, the teacher may have asked them to read a certain book or to do a project because they're still her children when they come back after 3 breaks.
Gotcha.
After a 3-week break. In the summertime, they go on to a new teacher.
Fun, fun. Beautiful new building.
Yes, it is. I think it's the most beautiful building in New Hanover County schools. It is a green school. It's won lots of awards. We have small class sizes, all the technology that you could want. We have a beautiful auditorium and a full-size gymnasium. It is a great place for students to come to learn and for staff to come to work.
Very good. They'll want to be there year-round. What else keeps you busy at this time of the year?
We're in the middle of assessing our students, middle of the year. It's keeping us all busy. Okay. So we track our students and assess them at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the year. And then that tells us the next steps we need to take for instruction.
Anything else you'd like to share with our audience?
If anyone would ever like to come and take a tour of Snipes Academy, we'd love to have them.
Do you have a need for volunteers?
Yes, we have a strong community base of volunteers. We have Friends of Snipes Academy, which are neighbors, and they live in the neighborhood of our school.
Okay.
They don't necessarily have children in our school. Our students go to the Chancellor's house every spring and have a reception. And
Oh, that's fun.
we have partnered with some different people in the community. PPD's been a big supporter of ours, and we also have a good relationship with the Therian Association Children's Theater this year, that our students get to go to their performances.
Very nice. Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on year-round. Glad most of the staff wants to do it, and it certainly will benefit the kids.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
Americans is struggling with hunger. Who's the 1 in 8 in your life? You can help today. Visit feedingamerica.org/1in8 to find your local food bank.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body
and your mind.
Whether you like to throw around the football,
play frisbee in the park,
or dance in your room.
Moving every day helps give you a healthy body and mind.
And that makes you part of a winning team. Hey, that was my line. Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. The Polar Plunge and 5K Run Walk to benefit Special Olympics of New Hanover County will be held on Saturday, February 21st at the Curie Beach Pavilion. You can register at www.plungenhc.com or call 341-7253 for more information. And finally, to find out more about Snipes Academy of Arts and Design, go to their webpage at www.nhcs.net/Snipes or call the school at 251-6175. Now, if you ever have any questions about the topics discussed here today on our show, please call the school system's Public Relations Office at 254-4180. I'm Shelia Evans, and thanks for joining me today.